Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. First and foremost, facing the east, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Makakwadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah is the Father of the true, is the name of the true name. Yahawah is the name of the Father. That means He is, He exists. Yah means He, Hawa means to be or to exist. Bahasham means in the name. Ba means in, Ha means the, Sham means name. Yahawashi is the true name of the Son. That means He saves, He delivers. Yah means He. Hawashi means to save or to deliver. And Makakwadash equals a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. Rakah meaning spirit, Kwadash meaning holy. All right. So, second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord, so for elect. As always, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak, back with hopefully another fine, edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Makakadash. This one, as you can see, is a Bible Q&A. All right, Bible Q&A. So I'll take questions as they come, as brothers get up in here and all of that. And I feel like we'll just go over a chapter, maybe two, something of that nature. But I'm going to give like a minute or two for brothers to get up in here. And let me share the live real quick. I don't know, man. I'm tongue-tied today, bro. Like, I can't talk for some reason. But hey, we gonna get through it, man. Yahawah, work with my tongue. Work. Let me be able to speak. All right, y'all. Yeah, brothers is coming in. So hey, let's go to Galatians. Let's hit up good old Galatians. Let's do Galatians, the first chapter. Okay? That's a good one. Let's do that. All right, and like I'm saying, as we go on, brothers have any type of questions on anything biblical, just, feel free to ask. All right. Oh, brother said, why I go live now? I was still, hey, we keep them going, man. It's a factory. It's a factory. All right. But let's go with Galatians 1:1. Paul, an apostle, not of men, neither by men, but by Yahawashi HaMashiach, and power, the Father, Yahawah, the Father, who raised him from the dead. So, Yahawashi is what? He's an apostle, not by men, not of men, but by Yahawashi HaMashiach, taught by Yahawashi. Okay, this is something that individuals constantly bug up against. Yahawashi was already gone. How did he teach Paul? You're going to hear this. You stay in this truth long enough, you're going to hear these different type of statements. Okay? Because they want to take away the authority of Paul. Okay? And things of that nature. All right? Failing to understand, Yahawashi was actually taught, Salakia, Paul was actually taught by Yahawashi. All right? And he has the most lessons and things of that nature, and he touched a wider, broader people. It was a different type of spirit on him. But he humbled himself and said he's the least of the apostles. That's something that you got to consider. So the greater you get, the more you humble yourself, as it says in the Apocrypha. So he didn't get big-headed in his position. He didn't get big-headed in his upbringing, where he once used to be as a Pharisee that was persecuting Israelites, right? But this is showing you that the Most High could turn any type of brother around. All right? Paul was putting the sword to us. As Saul. But then he became Paul, and what? It all changed up. Yahawashi made him blind, took him through there, and he got right. This is, I get 1 Corinthians 14 and 37 from the brother Kakama. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that are right unto you are the commandments of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That's what we do. So he acknowledged it. He recognized it. It's through the Spirit. This is through the Spirit. It's not through us. It's not through study skills, study habits. It's not through your memory, what you're able to pertain. You could pertain all of that, and the Most High can confound you and make you forget every single precept you ever learned. Okay? He could do you like Nebuchadnezzar, how you walking on the ground as a beast, as a donkey, as an ox or something, eating grass. Look at what he did to the Edomites for 1,000 years. He put them in caves. This is, Jake, you have to consider, bro. Your spirit is given to you by the Most High. Okay? He could take that away from you easily. So acknowledge him in all thy ways. Proverbs 3 and 6. Verse 38. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Hey, we trying to help a brother. He want to get it, then he'll get it. But if he don't want to get it, he want to continue to be ignorant. He don't want to accept it. After 2 admonitions, bro, we're not going to continue to go on. We just let you go and let you be ignorant. Because that's what you want to eat. I'm not going to take the food off your plate. You want to eat that? You want to drink that type of wine? Go ahead. You are grown, huh? You're a grown individual. So do your thing. Perfect precept. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. All right? Let's go get that. The brother put it. This is Revelations 22 and 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So it's no need to go back and forth. You stay into this thing long enough, you're gonna realize majority of people are brick walls. Majority of these people are brick walls. And you keep hitting the brick wall, you're going to break your hand. That's what's going to happen to you. You keep trying to hit these brick walls, man. All right? And nobody's going to pity you because you're putting yourself in these situations. 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. At least I should be exalted, from the brother Amana wa Allah. At least I should be exalted above measure. Through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. Chastisement, a thorn in the flesh. Every brother is going to have these type of situations, bro. Like, we was dealing with a brother and he had, a demon jumped on him. A demon of depression. That's a thorn in the flesh. That's something that's trying to prevent you and pull you away. Now, as we know, as the scriptures say, what can pull me from this truth? Afflictions, persecutions, all this type of stuff that we have to go through. All right. What? It said my live is restricted. Hold up, man. I ain't even do nothing. I think it's the picture. Let me take the picture off. 1 second. 1 second. How do you do that? All right. Yeah, man, they be hating. All right, we just do regular, degular. I don't want to do this because every time I do this, somebody be bitching about the chart. They be, that's not the chart. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm gonna do? We gonna go over to the laptop, man. Give me 1 second. We gonna go over to the laptop. All right. We gonna set up over here. All right. And then what? You gonna have somebody bitch about the Hebrew? It is what it is. So whatever. All right. So continue. Second Corinthians 12:9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. More gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities. We what? We glory in infirmities. We glory in thorns in the flesh. We glory in persecution. We glory when we're weak. We glory in chastisement, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. So when you are being tried and being challenged, that's to build you up. Let's say you're doing push-ups, man. You know, you're doing your thing. You on set 2. All right, set 3 is getting hard. But what is that ultimately going to be? It's going to build muscle. So you push forward, knowing that your outcome is to build yourself up. So that's the same way. In the spirit, you got to be built up. Brothers have to trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. All right, so he has to put you through tests to build that trust, to build that bond. This is how you build a relationship with somebody. You go through stuff with them. You build that bond. You build that faith. Okay, we are in a relationship with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So we are being built up. This is Psalms 34:19 from the brother Deb, and it reads, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahawah delivereth him out of them all. Khan, let's get this. Because the scriptures also says that. In Job, what is it? Let me find it real quick. It's Job. Dang, by the 6th trumpet? I don't see it. I know it's in Job, though. If a brother know it, Baba Kashar, you could throw it up. Oh, by the 6th trump. That's what it is, I think. It's... What is it, bro? The water, Job 5:19. And it reads, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. And that's going into the trumpets as well. Because that 7th trumpet, that 7th seal, okay, that's what? That's the ice, that's destruction. That's ICBM missiles. So we'll be delivered right before that. All right. So the scene what you're depicting is brothers being beamed up into chariots while nukes are coming down and hitting this place. That's really what's going to be taking place. So in the nick of time, you know? So keep that in mind. Once again, he shall deliver thee, Job 5:19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war, from the power of the sword. So in civil war, race wars, purge, whatever it be, we will be delivered from all these different type of situations, man. Those that trust and serve Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? So it's no need to fear. The fearful go into the lake of fire. We fear Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's it. We don't fear the creation. We fear the creator. This is Revelations 11:12 from the brother Kakama. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they descended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the power of heaven. Right? Now let's pull up, since we got the laptop, let's pull up a representation of that. Because certain brothers may not know. All right, let me turn on the Wi-Fi. Right here. So what you have in America is you have 10 FEMA zones. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, with Alaska and Hawaii included. Okay, so this is what it's talking about. The 10th part of the city shall fall. That earthquake. This is talking about all of America being destroyed. The 10th part. And that's prophecy for it to be divided into 10 FEMA zones. Right? Brother, you in District 4, I'm in District 9. You know what they say? You ready to die for your district? That's what these jakes be on, man. All right? Jakes be ready to die for their district. They ready to ride out for their hometown. It's foolishness. Okay? So, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. Well, you get a Christian. See, only 7,000 men are going to die. This is why you need to actually know the understanding of the truth, man. What does 7 represent? Before I get it, I hope somebody in the comments can tell me. What does 7 represent? Why does the Most High always say 7? 7 women shall come to men. All right? Exactly. Completion. That's it. Okay? Completion. I thought I had it in my notes, but I can't find it. But, yeah. Point blank period. 7 represents completion. So, a complete number of men. And really, that's everybody else that's not saved by the chariots. Everybody in Babylon that's not saved by the chariots, you're done. You're done. You're out of here. America will be completely destroyed. And then it will be what? A wasteland. Let's get Joel. That's what it's going to be afterwards. This is Joel, the 3rd chapter. And this whole chapter is really about the war. The title of it is The Nations Will Be Judged. So Joel 3:18, and it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters. And a fountain shall come forth of the house of Yahawah and shall water the valley of Shittim. This is talking about us being back in rulership, mountains, the governments, us being back in rulership, us having new wine, that understanding, that doctrine, that song. All right? Milk, corn, things of that nature, abundance, having it, pleasure. So this is what's going to happen for us. Verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation. Where? Egypt. Not talking about geographical Egypt, but spiritual Egypt. This is why this ties into Revelations, the 11th chapter, which we just read. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. Look at what's happening in Spain right now. All right, let's look that up real quick. Because, you know, maybe some brothers don't know. They ain't watching how they should. Right? But you should know what's going on. It's all over the news. Okay? Let's go to news. Fires in Spain. 6 minutes ago. Europe wildfires last update. Spain and France fight to contain blazes as extreme heat threatens new fires. Now, what's the main reason that these fires are happening? It's biblical, yes, indeed. But also the Most High used Esau by the means of Esau, by what he does. He makes it hotter. Esau don't even understand. What are the trees for? This is for my gardeners. Yeah, the Super El Nino, that's another one. But also, why is the Super El Nino even happening? It's prophetic, but also the Most High uses Esau to do what? All right, the way that he's created is wicked. So by him cutting down all the trees, and that's why I said this for brothers in the garden. You know you got bushes and trees and stuff of that nature. Yeah, oxygen, but y'all ain't hitting the point. The brother hit the point. To cool the earth. To cool the earth. So Esau, you ran over here and you cut everything down. So yeah, the earth is going to get hotter. And then you put up concrete everywhere. What does concrete do? It makes everything hotter. This is why, if y'all saw my story, let me show y'all what I put. Where is that? Did I post that over here? I think I posted it on my other page. Let me go see. Yep, right here. All right. Come on, man. All right. Look at this. We got 101 Thursday, 106 on Friday, 108 on Saturday, 107 on Sunday, 105 on Monday, and 105 on Tuesday. And that's just going to continue. Because this is what Esau has done, bro. That tied into the Super El Nino, it's going to create wildfires. It's going to create destruction. So this is what they get. Let's read a little bit of this article. Wildfires live updates. New heat wave could worsen France and Spain's unprecedented fire season. All right, let's get into it. Let me see. Forecasters warned of extreme heat. Oh, man, come on, bro. New York Times. Let's just get some random. NBC News. It's even better. Fleeing by boat, sleeping in cars, apocalyptic wildfires drive 300,000 from their homes in France and Spain. Okay? I got a call, but I don't know who that is. All right. NBC News spoke with residents as some of Europe's most severe wildfires in decades threaten the Atlantic coast, including the tourist hub of Barak. And, you know, this is what's happening out there. And good riddance. It's good riddance. As it says, a third of men shall be destroyed. What is that third part of men? That's talking about the wicked. Now, where other nations, heathen nations be hit, yeah, other heathen nations are going to die, you know, in large numbers. But that third part is specifically talking about Edom, the wicked. That's why it's coming on them heavy. The Most High is exterminating them, man. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. You got, who said that? Bishop D. Brooks, I think. He said, if a white man can't be saved, I don't want to be saved. But, and you know what? I'm going to go get the video. You can't say we lying. We not lying about nothing. This is the mindset of Jake. Okay? This is how people think. You want to save Esau, who never gave a damn about you. Ever. Where's that joint at? Right here, right here.
Be saved, then I don't want to be saved either. I will, if a white person can't be saved, then I don't want to be saved either. I will, if you admit you said if white people aren't saved, you don't want to be either. Yes, I did say that. I said that and I meant that. If Chinese people is not saved, I don't want to be saved neither. If Japanese people is not saved, I don't want to be saved neither. If I'm serving a God who is racist, I don't want that God. If that's your God, hey, no problem. So come up now. So I admit it. Yes, I said it. If a white person can't be saved, then I don't want to be saved either. I will if you admit you said if.
He done, man. His mindset is gone. He's done, completely done. You can't see how the Most High is working. You don't these Christians do not understand the scriptures, bro. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. Okay? Who? They wicked. The Most High hates the wicked every day. So, once again, your mindset is not aligned with Yahawah or whatever you call him. You know? It's not aligned. Okay? Yeah, I remember that, Jake. Brother said, remember that one Jake from in the past who had the Edomite daughter? He said he'll wait outside. Yeah, man, we got plenty. Jake just be bugging out, man. You know? And you trying to save your slave master. These are the same individuals back in the day that was telling on us when we tried to run off the plantation. Through reincarnation, man. These are the same individuals back. The same individuals in the Maccabean time. Let's go get that. Okay? That said that we gonna take the customs. We gonna take the ways of the Greeks. We gonna take their laws. We gonna wear hats. We gonna do all the things that they want us to do. All right, this is First Maccabees. And I'll start at 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. That's what's going on right now. Look at our house. Covered with confusion. But it's a light in the midst of that confusion, which is the prophets. Okay, the men of great millstone and like-minded doctrine. That light is there for you to get straightened out, for you to get corrected, for you to get understanding. You have to walk into the light. Verse 20, and we ain't talking about that light that sister was talking about last night. Okay, inside. Verse 29, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. It said what? Unto the cities of Judah. Because at this point in time, brothers and sisters that know, whoever, I don't care, tell me where the northern kingdom was. Where was the northern kingdom? At this point in time. This is around 100 and so, 140, 100, 60, that time frame BC. Where was the northern kingdom? Anybody in the comments? Come on now. Let's get an exact time date. Maccabean time happened around. The Maccabean period was 167 BC to 37 BC. Okay? No. This is how we know y'all don't be paying attention in the lessons. The northern kingdom was not in Assyria. 167 BC to 37 BC. Where was the northern kingdom? Come on, anybody else? This is an easy one. This is an easy one, man. We just went over this. There you go. America. North America and South America. All right. Osiris. Yes. Faraway land. The Northern Kingdom was in North America, South America. All right. They came over here around 720 BC. So they was already in the Americas for, what, about 600 years at this point in time. They're already doing what they're doing. You know, you have the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, the Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, etc., Cubans, right? So-called, all of them, so-called Puerto Ricans, okay? Dominicans, all right? All of them was already set up over here, okay? So, let's read that again. First Maccabees 1 and 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceably, and spake peaceable words unto them. But all was deceit. What's that right there? That's Psalms 55. You should know that off the ripper. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. It doesn't matter what time period Esau is in, he is a devil. And going back, let's go back.
If a white person can't be saved, then I don't want to be saved either.
So whatever, we read all of this, and this dude, you don't care. You just want to align with a devil. Every time period, this man has been a devil.
If a white person can't be saved, then I don't want to be saved either.
That's wild. And then he said Chinese. Don't you know Moab is extremely prideful? Moab right behind Esau. Bro, Moab is sneaky and cunning and devious and deceitful as well.
I will if you admit you said if white people aren't saved, you don't want to be either. Yes, I did say that. I said that and I meant that. If Chinese people is not saved, I don't want to be saved neither.
So Esau and Moab, you know, and he'll go down the line with it. And if you can't really realize that this dude has an effeminate spirit on him, listen to his mannerisms. Look at how he talks. Look at how he moves. There's some sugar in that tank, man. All right? You can tell, bro. Okay? Use some discernment, man. A lot of them Christians, bro, they be moles. That's what that church does to them. All you do is hang around women all day. You're going to be a mole, man. You're going to have women tendencies. You know that. You're going to have women tendencies. This shit ain't right, bro. Okay, let's keep it going. So they came in and spake peaceable. We are in 1 Maccabees 1 and 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. Okay? That's what happened. Because you align with these devils. And that's what he's going to do. Look at Mexicans for Trump. Yeah, that's what we reading, bro. 1 Maccabees 1 and 30. Okay? Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, is you posting that to precept or is you posting it to like, I don't know, but it don't matter. All right, so look at Mexicans for Trump. That's what was going on. They voted for Trump. They out there campaigning for Trump and doing all of that. And then he turns on them and deports them. Sends them out the way. Hey, that's good. You know what? Hey, do that. You know, let's pin that. So the brother let you know where we at. First Maccabees 1 and 30. Because you should be taking notes. The brother said for the notes. That's a good habit to be in, man. Write these things down. Verse 31. Once again. And when he had taken spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. So Esau took our women. What did he do with our women? He went into our women. And our women was dark skinned. So therefore, you're going to have some tares running around. You are what your father is. If a Greek man goes into an Israelite woman, if an Edomite man goes into an Israelite woman, that baby is a bastard. That baby is not an Israelite. That baby is an Edomite. Okay? So this is what's going on. This is why you women should not get with YT men. I mean, what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Are you delusional? So what did he say again? I don't want a God that's not racist.
If Japanese people is not saved, I don't want to be saved neither. If I'm serving a God who is racist.
You don't understand the Most High, buddy. You don't understand Israel is the chosen nation. You don't understand who you are. And he's a son of power, man. Just right now, he's in a heathen state. He's a Gentile. He's in a Gentile state of mind. But he's a son of God. He just bugged out. And it sucks to see our people like that. First Maccabees 1 and 33. Then build they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, fortified themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. What should this bring you back to? Obadiah. This should bring you back to when the Babylonians came in and the Edomites took the spoils. The Edomites chopped down the brothers that was trying to flee and get away. Okay? You ain't got to say Salakia, bro. We all got lives, man. You know, you don't have to come to my live like that. Like, bro, shoot. You doing your thing, bro. Right? But hey, Shalawam. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham, to every brother and sister up in here that's truly believing. Right? So this is a similar action. This is a similar action, man, of what those Edomites did to us during the Babylonian captivity. Okay? And this is what? This is about 400 years later. All right? So Esau continues to have that hatred for his brother. Let's go back to this. I got to keep playing this guy. I don't
want that God. If a white person can't be saved, then I don't want to be saved either.
So you aligning with everything that they do to us. This is the mindset of these Christians, man. Okay? Verse 36. First Maccabees 1 and 36. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary and an evil adversary to Israel. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Now, through the Persians, we was allowed to go back to our land. So we established again. We built the temple again. We did what we had to do. We didn't want no help from you heathen, as it read. And let's get that real quick. And we're going to get back to Babylon. I know I'm all over the place a little bit, but we're going to get back to Joel, the 3rd chapter eventually. This is Ezra, 4th chapter, verse 2. Then they came to Zerubbabel. And for brothers that don't know, Zerubbabel All right. And the reincarnation, that's King David. Okay. That's Jacob. That's Peter. Zerubbabel. All right. That's a whole nother lesson for a whole nother time. But that's just the point to point out. That position, okay, of leadership. King David is always going to sit in that position. All right. Under Yahawashi. This is the head guy. Okay. This is that man. The most humblest soul. The meekest man. Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Asadad, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto Yahawah power of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia have commanded us. So we was allowed to build through what? Through King Cyrus the Persian. Okay? At the end of the day, hold up, man. Alright, man. I know, man, my daughter, man, she got a big mouth like me, man. You know, she in there laughing, being happy and shit. This is a no happy hour right now. Let me stop. Alright. So that's the mindset that we gotta have, man. We don't need you heathens' help. We don't go to the unjust for things of that nature. You know? Kakuma want to kill happiness, man. That's cold. Nah, we don't need your belt, bro. So, once again, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto Yahawah power of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia have commanded us. We do not need you heathens' help, man. Okay? This is not your duty. The service of power, according to Romans 9:4, belongs to what? Israel. Belongs to the Israelites. Deuteronomy 7:6, we are a holy people. We are set apart. You are not holy. You are not holy or set apart. You're unclean. Okay? You can't enter into the temple. You have no business in the congregation. So therefore, you have no business building it or setting it up. This is not for you. It never has been. And it never will be. You will be taught the laws, commandments, and statutes. And under the order of Malak Tazadak, okay, you're going to be bringing the 10th part, giving tithes, things of that nature. But you will never be a priest or a king. You can never be that. That's not your position, man. All right, I'll get that for you, bro. Nehemiah. And let's get that. Nehemiah right here. Verse chapter 2, 18 through 20. And it reads, Then I told them of the hand of power, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us and said, What is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? Then answered I them and said unto them, The power of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we his servants will arise and build, but you have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. And that's how you gotta have, you gotta have that mentality. When the MOTB is made mandatory, which the MOTB is the RFID hip. Okay, it's gonna be put in your right hand, your left hand, your right neck, your left back, whatever, man. Wherever they want to put it. Okay? Or the brain chip that's gonna go on your forehead. So when that becomes mandatory, what are they gonna say to us? Just as they said to us in CV19, 2020 and all of that. You're not gonna wear a mask? You not going to take the vax? You not going to get the chip, bro? You going to deny the king? Yeah, if it goes against the laws, commandments, and statutes, I'm going to deny that king. Okay? If it comes with jail time, let it be. You're not going to be in a draft, bro. You're not going to go fight for America. You're not going to go fight in the valley of Yahawashi. You're not going to fight against Iran. Hey, Iran ain't never did shit to me. Matter of fact, Iran was the Persians. So Iran actually said, y'all can go back and build y'all temple. Do you understand how things, bro, nothing new under the sun, bro. Okay? We ain't never had no beef with Iran. Hey, they heathens, though. Don't get it twisted. All right? They will be in servitude. Okay? But they ain't never called me no nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. I'm not about to go fight them because you got a problem with them. That's not my war. Black man. All right? So-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American. This is not your fight. You are supposed to sit back and wait on our king to return. This is not your fight, man. Get this from the brother Kakama. Revelations 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. What's 10? 10 is what? Perfection. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. How many months does a baby stay in a mother's womb? 10 months. All right? So it's not talking about you going to be in jail 10 days. Bro, you could be in jail 3 months, 6 months, whatever it be. Okay? You could be in jail 1 month, 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. You understand? It's just a perfection of time. It's the time that's what's required. So that's what it's saying right there. So if that comes, let it come. You better choose Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi over these heathens, man. Revelations 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. That don't mean you're not going to be tried. That means he's going to have a spirit on you where you will not take the chip, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Wherever you go, it's going to come upon all the world. So the chip is going to be marketed out everywhere. You cannot escape this, man. All right? It's funny, it was 30 people in the live. Now it's 23. You got 7 people in here like, whatever. Yeah. Well, guess what? Y'all can't escape this either. It don't matter if you listen and get this truth or not. Prophecy is going to pass, bro. It don't matter if we pass away. We done. They take our pages or whatever it be. Prophecy is still going to pass. You understand? Hey, brother spoke on data centers. Data centers are being built everywhere. And what did Trump just say? He said, y'all need to just stop. Y'all can't do nothing about them. Pretty much. He said y'all need to give up messing with the data centers. Because you can't do anything about it. Point blank, period, man. You can't do anything about it. Okay? Oh, snap. Hold up. I got an order. Man, he gonna send me that shit all late. Salakia. Alright, it's gone now, so I'm here. Alright, so keeping it going. Revelations 3:11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Right? Don't let nobody take your crown. Don't let nobody take you away from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So let's go back to 1 Maccabees 1:40. As has been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned to mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. All should be what? They shall be Greeks. This goes into the term neither Jew nor Greek. All right? Our people were Hellenized. This is what you call the Hellenization period, where we were all taught these Hellenistic ways. But some refused. Let's get into it. Verse 42, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed, according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. Which leads us back to this guy.
I will, if a white person can't be saved, then I don't want to be saved either. I will, if you admit you said if white people aren't saved, you don't want to be either. Yes, I did say that. I said that and I meant that. If Chinese people is not saved, I don't want to be saved neither. If Japanese people is not saved, I don't want to be saved neither. If I'm serving a God who is racist, I don't want that God. If that's your God, hey, no problem. So come up now.
It is a problem, though. But it's not my problem. It's your problem. It ain't my problem. It's your problem. And the water Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is not my problem. We get it. We understand it. Brothers is throwing up precepts like that. You understand? This world was created for us. It was, who is us? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, the sons of power, the sons of God. This was created for us, not them. All right? So what does that imply? Nationalism. You could call it racist. You could call it that. You could say that. It is what it is. We are nationalists. We are for our nation. I'm for my brothers and sisters, man. Okay? 2nd Esdras 6 and 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahawah, because thou madest the world for our sakes. That's it. But these heathen rule over us at this point in time. Okay? As it says in Isaiah 3 and 12, we are oppressed by children. And women rule over us. So this is what was going on. Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Let's go real quick to 2nd Esdras 16th chapter. And we're gonna start at 67. Behold, Yahawah himself is the judge. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because remember, all power has been given to Yahawashi. Okay? So don't forget Yahawashi. Fear him, leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities. To meddle no more with them forever. So shall power lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And this is what these individuals did in the time of the Maccabees, and this is what they're doing right now. Okay? And what is that great multitude? That's the ICE, that's FEMA, that's the National Guard, that's the military, that's going to be the UN troops. That's all of the stuff that's taking place. The race wars, the civil war, that great multitude. The Most High has raised up a spirit and put it in these individuals. He has evil angels that are possessing these individuals. Okay? Has he's done that before? Nothing is new under the sun. So he's bringing it to pass. His determination is to gather the nations, man. Verse 69, point. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. For they shall waste away and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known, who are my chosen. It don't say you chosen right now. So if you have a name that's like chosen 144, chosen Israelite of the tribe of Judah, chosen Israelite princes, right? All this foolishness. Well, I am chosen. You don't know that, bro. That's a red flag. That's a sign of bugging out. Okay? Be careful of titles. Be careful of stepping into something before you get that. You understand? You have to be proven first. It's necessary. That's how the Most High does. He vets you in. He already know if you chosen or not. He already know that. But you still got to go through the process. You have to put on as the elect. All right? Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Booyah. You got to be melted down, man. Okay? You're not just going to make it. It ain't going to be no easy road. So don't think that. And that's why, with the brother, saying who had a spirit on, demon on him, whatever it be, the brother's new. So some brothers don't know that this is how the Most High works. That the Most High is going to send demons and things to torment you and challenge you and tempt you and chastise you. Some brothers don't know. And it may get to brothers, man. This is why we love one another. This is why we bear with, as the scriptures say, forbear with one another. Carry one another's burdens. Okay? You go a mile with a brother. Go 2 miles with a brother. This is what you need to do, bro. Bro, you got to look at yourself. You ain't crystal clean, man. You ain't crystal clean. This is, I got that Galatians 6:3. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. I'm going to precept that with, what's that? 2 Corinthians 14. No, 2 Corinthians 10:12. For we dare not make ourselves of the number or compare ourselves with some that commend themselves, but they measuring themselves by themselves and comparing themselves among themselves are not wise. So you think yourself to be something. You are nothing, bro. You are nothing. We're going to tell you that, bro. You have to be you got to get knocked down to get built up. That's what it means to be tried in the fire as gold. The furnace of affliction. You thought it was going to be easy? You thought it was going to be easy? No. This is why I stress so much to brothers, bro. Come up the proper way, the correct way. A solid foundation. Stop trying to jump ahead. All right? You trying to run, but you never learn how to walk. You's a baby. You crawling right now. You got to build those muscles. You got to build those bones. You got to drink that milk so you can build a solid structure. But you trying to eat some steak, you going to choke. And that's what happens to brothers. That's how brothers fall out. They try to eat steak and they choke and they die. And they go back into the world. They get bugged out. They stumble on something. It becomes a stumbling block to them. Okay? And we don't want to see that happen to brothers, man. So keeping it going, man. Let's get some more over here. And then we're going to begin to wrap it up. Verse 43. Once again, as we read in 2nd Esdras 16 chapter 69. Okay? Those that consent. Now, these are the same group of Israelites which we are talking about. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented. So they consented back then. They're going to consent right now. This is why it's extremely important to know about reincarnation, regeneration. You can't change your lot. If you wicked, you wicked. If you righteous, you righteous. That's just what it is. You was always like that. The only way your lot is going to change is actually when you get born into the kingdom. And it doesn't change your lot. Your lot was still a 2/3. Okay? But now you're actually going to be righteous. Because you're coming from a righteous man, which that really doesn't even matter. A righteous man can have a wicked kid. We've seen that out throughout the scriptures. Look at King David. Okay, look at Samuel. Look at Eli. They had wicked sons. Okay, but the point being is that the curse is removed and you're born into the kingdom having that everlasting body. So now you're forever righteous. That's when that will be changed. That's the only time you can get out of that position of being wicked. Because the Most High made you like that. You was a 2/3 from the beginning. All you can do is pray that you not, bro. And we all say that prayer. All right? Keep thy Holy Spirit with me. So, yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profane the Sabbath. What are our people doing right now? You eating pork? You eating lobster, crab, shrimp, shellfish? You're doing Christianity? You're profaning the Sabbath? You're thinking the Sabbath is Friday. I don't care if you're an Israelite. The Sabbath is not Friday to Saturday, man. The Sabbath is tonight. The Sabbath is according to the new moon. So it changes every month. We done explained this many of times. My latest, with me and the brother Kawas on the block, I went into the Sabbath. This is something we have to constantly go back and remind brothers, man. Because brothers be bugged out. And that's another red flag. If you can't understand the Sabbath breakdown. Okay? What do you mean, la'ah, king? La'ah what, bro? La'ah what? You better choose your next words carefully, man. See? That's the motherfucker. You bugged out, bro. You bugged out. But you know what? I'll run through it real quick. I'm going to run through it real quick. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you won't get it. Because what does the scripture say? The scripture say we must all speak the same thing. Let's go through it real quick. This is Genesis 1:14. And power said, Halalyam said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. So what is the stars, the sun, and the moon for? For signs, for seasons, for days, and for years. Do you agree? What's your name? Tudah? That ain't even Hebrew. Oh, Tudah? That's not Hebrew. But do you agree? Yes or no? Matter of fact, come up here, bro. If you can come up here, come up here. Because this doctrine that they teaching y'all is bugged out, bro. Once again, what did I say? The sun, the moon, the stars is for signs, for seasons, for days, and for years. Okay? If you can, come up here. I'm sending you an invitation. If you can't, it's all good. We just go through the comments. Okay? So, once again, it's for what? The sun, the moon, the stars are for what? For signs. You see blood moons? Let's actually pull it up. Let's just type in a blood moon. Booyah. Eclipses, blood moons, things of that nature. These are the signs. Okay? Signs, seasons, days, and years. Okay? Just mute up, bro. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, man. All right? Keeping it going. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. The firmament is talking about the ozone, the atmosphere up there. That's where the sun and the moon is. The moon and the sun is not thousands of miles away. Okay? They're in this atmosphere. They're local. They're right there with us. Who told you that they was thousands and millions of miles away? Galileo and all of them wizards. That started during the Renaissance period. That's when that happened. All right? So let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And Halalyam made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And Halalyam set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Halalyam saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Okay, now, what are these days? A day to the Most High is 1,000 years. So the earth was created in a 6,000 year period. This is another way, you know, that these individuals, they bug out and go out on this. So let's go to Barak. The 43rd chapter. And I'm going to go to the point. Barak 43 and 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Now this what? This declares times. That's what the moon is made to do. It declares times. From the moon is the sign of feasts, such as the Sabbath, such as the Passover, such as the, you know, all these different type of days, our holy days that we keep, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name. The month is called after the moon. So the word month comes from moon. And you also determine a month based upon a new moon, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Now I'm going to get one more precept, bro. And then I'm gonna see if you've actually soaked this in at all. This is Psalms 81 and 3. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon and the time appointed on our solemn feast day. Actually, I'm going to get one more because brother's been putting this in the chat. This is Isaiah 66 and 23. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon, that's a new month. A new moon is the first day of the month. To another, so from one month to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith Yahawah. So, new moon is day one. And then you have 6 working days after that, and then you have a Sabbath. The new moon is as a Sabbath. So that's the first Sabbath of the month, the new moon. But on that Sabbath, you are allowed to cook because it's a new moon. It's supposed to be a celebratory holy day. So on the new moon, you have a feast. This is why Saul, when Saul and David and Jonathan said that your seat will be missed on the new moon feast because it's a celebration on that day. Okay, so the new moon, real quick. When was the new moon in July? I know it was July 14th, but I'm just typing it in to show the people. The new moon in July 2026 occurred on Tuesday, July 14th at 2:43. So therefore, our Sabbath would have been on July 13th to July 14th. That was a Monday. Let's go to my calendar. Okay, July 13th was a Monday. That's when the new moon came in, between these 2 days. So the new moon was then, evening to evening. And then you would have what? You will have when the sun goes down on this day, that will be day 1 of the working days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then boom, day 7. This is the rest. It's a what? It's a Monday. Okay? So therefore, you rest again on that evening. And then you have what? You have a Sabbath. And that'll actually be on the first quarter moon. And this will be what? Tonight's Sabbath is a full moon. You understand? The moon declares times. So we don't ever need a calendar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's Norse mythology. That goes back to Babylonians. All of these calendars, bro, it's known as a Gregorian calendar. Are we Gregorians? No. All right. So, brother, do you understand any of that?
Yeah, Shalawam. Can I be heard?
Yeah, Shalawam. Bahasham, Yahawashi.
First of all, I'm not coming on in an adversarial spirit. That's not my intention. I just disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures you brought out, they're very plain, and I agree with them in terms of the month being called after the moon. The new moon begins the month. I agree with that. No problem whatsoever. I would like to harken back to Genesis 1:19, if possible, when it says that the Most High created uh, in the firmaments a certain light, right? The great and lesser light. And that was the fourth day. So days were already been counted and have been counted. You understand? And in addition to that, and then I'm gonna
Who
land my
was they
plane.
counted by?
According to whoever was writing down um the text,
What humans was
ultimately
on the
from the Most
earth?
High. Okay, let's get an understanding. Obviously, it's the in Torah and Genesis, Bereshit, it's a retelling. You understand that? You both know that. Nobody was there at the time. It's a retelling that the priests were commanded to retell and then write down over and over again. So we understand that. I agree with you to a certain point. All I'm saying is that we understand about the names of the days from pagan customs and pagan ideologies. We all understand that. I'm agreeing with you, right? But what I am saying, from in my understanding, I could be wrong. I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying, from my understanding, the first day has always been the first day, and the seventh day has always been the seventh day, which is the Sabbath. That's why I observe Sabbath and Friday, sundown. Y'all could say Saturn. That's because a pagan culture named it something that doesn't necessarily make it pagan. A rose could be called by any other name. It's still a rose. That's just my understanding.
Okay, bro. I'm gonna show you where you messed up.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you messed
Take
up.
time.
Okay. I said, if you was listening, I said that a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. So the first day, that was 1,000 years. The second day, that was 1,000 years. Third day, 1,000 years. Fourth day, 1,000 years, etc., etc. Now the moon created to declare the month. So the first day is based upon a new moon. And you said you agreed with that. So therefore, we can agree that the first day is July 13th of this month, because that's when the new moon comes in, July 13th. So that would be day 1. Okay, then this would be day 2. But this is a Sabbath. So then your working day would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 working days. And then you have another Sabbath, because on the 7th day, as you said, is a rest day. So you rest on the 7th day. Now, the point being, because you're contradicting yourself a lot. Let's go to August. Let's type in new moon in August. I believe it's August 12th. All right. The August 2026 new moon peaks on August 12th, 2026 at 10:36. Okay. So the new moon is going to come in August 12th at 10:36. So pretty much the Sabbath is going to change. It's going to go to Tuesday to Wednesday. You see how it's going to change? So therefore, this would be day 1. This is what you're not understanding. If you agreed that the moon declares day 1, then day 7 has to change. This would be day 1 And then day 2, all right, but this will be your first working day at that evening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sabbath, rest. So therefore the Sabbath would change to Tuesday. You could talk now, bro.
Give me 1 second here.
Comment board, do y'all get it? Do y'all get it? I just want to make sure y'all get it. Cause y'all, you could just put a 1 or con or whatever you want to put. You know, it's
Okay.
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. 2 questions. The first one, right? A year unto the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years, but like a day. That's in the book of Peter. Is that correct, right?
Yes.
I understand that. So the first day is 1,000 years. I get that, but it's still counting. It's still being counted. You still have to have a day one, just like the evening the evening and the morning was day one. So it's still being counted. There was time before the sun and the moon. Now, when the scriptures talk about the moon being there for appointed feast days and months, that's true. I'm not disagreeing with that because that's what the scripture says. So the new moon comes in and tells us whether it's the seventh month. And that beginning is also the Feast of Trumpets. And then 10 days after, atonement, and so on and so forth. So the moon does appoint the month. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. All I'm saying is that the celestial Sabbath is fixed, it's locked in from the beginning of time, and the seventh day is the Sabbath. Regardless
But your signal is bad. Your signal is breaking up. But honestly, brother, you're not getting it, bro. You know, you don't understand. And that's just showing us the spirit is not with you, bro. So I'm gonna have to let you go. Okay? It's no edification. I mean, it's edification coming. New brothers that didn't know about the Sabbath, we broke it down for you. But that individual, honestly, bro, he has a reprobate mind. Okay? And y'all see how he's agreeing with me but disagreeing at the same time? That's contentious. That's forward. He's difficult. He has a reprobated mind. The Most High does not like him. All right? At the end of the day, he does not have the spirit that we have, which is the Rikakwadash, the Holy Spirit. He wants to agree with Catholicism and the church and all of this, Friday to Saturday, consistently. When we just broke, I thought it was a good breakdown. Okay? Yeah, he will never have a double Sabbath. Brother, you are a reprobate, bro. You are a reprobate, bro. Just point blank period, man. You know? But, hey, Shalawam, I'm gonna mute you up, man. All right? That's crazy. And yeah, Deb, he will never have a high holy day, a double Sabbath, where you have 2 Sabbaths back to back. He will never have that. And he will consistently break the Sabbath. He might mess with his woman tonight, thinking that it's not the Sabbath. And you having sex on the Sabbath. You understand? That's why the Most High destroyed your signal. Because he didn't want you to talk no more. And that's what he's going to do to a lot of you bug outs, man. He going to turn your TVs off. You best believe that. You sitting in the midst of prophets. You sitting in a room and everybody's in agreement and you're the only one that's not agreeing. You the only one that can't see that you are in shit and we clean. And we all trying to help you get up out of that shit. But you want to stay in that shit because you like that shit. But hey, with that being said, man, let's get back. Let's finish up this lesson. Okay? We was in First Maccabees 1 and around 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice, and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. Now, we had in Israel what you know as moon watchers, which was the tribe of Issachar. They knew how to keep the time based upon the moon. You have what you know as a sundial. Bro, you don't even know your own culture, bro. To die, you don't even know your culture, bro. You don't understand what we did, who we are. Yeah, it's scary, man. It's extremely scary. Because you're sticking to the white man's doctrine. That's why he left. I don't understand. He followed me. I don't understand why people follow me, but you don't agree with me. I'm not going to go in your house if I don't agree with you. I'm not going to be around you if we're not in agreement. That's just in the world, man. I'm not going to hang around somebody I don't agree with, bro. Fuck I want to hang around you for? What we got in common? We have nothing in common. You live a totally different life, bro. You may be an Israelite, but that's it. You live a totally different life. Stuck on paganism. 45, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple. And furthermore, bro, if y'all know anything about the scriptures, what did the Most High do to the sun? He stopped the sun for a whole fucking day. And this motherfucker gonna say the celestial Sabbath is set forever. The Most High stopped the sun for a whole day. Don't you know that? You don't know the scriptures. Okay? You don't know the scriptures at all, man. So how is the celestial Sabbath set? No, the moon declares the times. Why? Because the scriptures fucking say it, bro. You out here thinking with your own mind. You're thinking with your own mind. Therefore, you are bugged out. You are reprobate. That's in the book of Joshua. I believe it's in the book of Joshua. This is Joshua 12 and 10 and 12. Then spake Joshua to Yahawah in the day when Yahawah delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. So the Most High He stopped the sun and the moon from moving around. He stopped them. Okay? And it came to pass as they fled from before Israel and were in the going down to Beth-horon, that Yahawah cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Ezekiah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. The Most High always fought for us, man. Then spake Joshua to Yahawah in the day when Yahawah delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasteth not to go down about a whole day. Okay? And no, we don't have no book of Jasher. We don't have the correct book of Jasher. So don't let that be a stumbling block to your ass. Don't let that bug you out. Hey, man, look, man, I'm going to tell you right now, bro. If you're going to bug out, go ahead. Go bug the fuck out. Don't come back over here because I'm tired of it. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. So if you're going to do it, just do it right now. And just leave us alone. I don't want to waste my time. Damn. And there was no day like that before it or after it. that Yahawah hearkened unto the voice of a man, for Yahawah fought for Israel. And Joshua returned and all Israel with him unto the camp to Gilgal. So talking about your celestial Sabbath being set forever. You acting like the Most High can't do whatever he wants to do. And that's why you a reprobate. You said, I'm a reprobate for asking a question? No, you a reprobate because everybody in this live saw you bug out and be a reprobate. That's why you a reprobate. Because you're not in agreement with scripture. The moon declares the month. That's what scripture says. Do not twist it or try to change it or do anything else. That's how you bug out. Trying to imply things, man. Talking about they was keeping the times on the 4th day. Motherfucker, it wasn't no humans. Who was keeping the times? Who was keeping the times? Who was keeping the Sabbath then? It wasn't no humans yet. That's why I'm telling you, these are 1,000-year periods. This is the Halalyam creating everything. They're in spiritual bodies, man. All right, I'm going to get y'all precepts, man, and we're going to finish it up. Isaiah 41:14. Fear not thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahawah, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi. You are a worm, man. We are all worms. And we humble enough and understand that. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare it if thou hast understanding. That's Job 38:4. Where was you at? You say I was keeping times. Where was you at? The Most High boasting upon you. And I know he not in here no more. But still. He gonna feel it through the spirit. Because he got cut. And this ain't to cut, man. I'm not doing this to cut. I tried to help the brother, man. It just pissed me off when Jacob, but that's his spirit. And that's why we don't hang around bug outs. Because their spirit irritates our spirit. You can't hang around these individuals. 1 Maccabees 1:45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And look at us now. Hellenized, Greeks, Romans, Gentiles, heathens. Israelites indeed. Israelites indeed, because of our customs, because of our ways, because of our stiff-neckedness. We definitely Israelites. We stiff-necked. Yeah, Americans, black, Negroes, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, etc., etc. All right, verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So that's stemming into this time. Our people are going to consent. They're going to consent, man, to the chip. But we're not. So they're going to start unaliving us. But the Most High is going to stand up and fight for us. Isaiah 59:19, he's going to raise the standard. You got to trust in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to get you up out of this. This is nothing that you can get yourself up out of. It's impossible. You can't save yourself, man. All you can do is work out your salvation with fear and trembling. You working it out. But you can't actually make it come to pass. Yahawashi has to come. If you can't get the Sabbath breakdown, if you can't understand that, then you bugging out. Okay? These different type of individuals, man, they teach bugged out doctrine. They're not under the elders. I don't even consider them Israelites. They Israelite by the blood, and that's it. You're not a real Israelite, man. Okay? You don't trust and follow Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. He looks at you as heathens. as heathens, Gentiles. Verse 51. In the self same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice, city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land. And this is what you Jake's doing, bro. Don't you understand? By teaching false doctrine, you are committing evils in the land. You are speaking with evil communication, corrupt communication. This is punishable by death, bro. Most High is going to unalive you, bro. He's going to take your head. All right? You're not speaking the same thing that Yahawashi spake. Y'all brothers teaching with hats on. Y'all brothers saying that Sabbath is Friday to Saturday. Y'all not going according to the moon. You don't understand the stars. You don't understand that the moon, the sun, the stars is a clock. As the scriptures said. That throws off your Passover. And then you're doing the Passover at the wrong time. If you doing Passover at all. You don't treat these days as holy. You lay with your woman on the Sabbath, making you unclean. You're supposed to be clean on the Sabbath, brother. Jake be bugged out, man. All y'all want to do is start live and let me get 6 people on the panel and let's just debate. Nigga, you's a bitch. That's what that is. You a female. You just want to talk. You don't want to teach. You just want to go back and forth. But my doctrine is better. No, but I have the understanding. No, but shut up. All you niggas, man. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi gonna destroy every single one of y'all, man. On everything. If you don't repent and convert and turn back, he's gonna destroy y'all, bro. And we tried. We tried to help y'all, man. But y'all didn't want no help. You can't help a motherfucker that don't want to be helped. If he dies, he dies. Where Ivan Drongo at, man, when you need him, man? You can't help nobody that don't want to be helped. That's why I don't come in here and waste my time. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, that's been it for the day. I'm going to get up on out of here. All right. If it's any questions, we'll take them right now. Any questions at all on anything pertaining to the scriptures? We pretty much went into how our people consented back then. They're going to consent once again. Okay? Because ultimately they have a reprobate mind. They don't love Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So if it's any questions, going once, going twice, I'll wait like 2 minutes. If it's any type of questions, I'll go ahead and ask them. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna show brothers my moms and shit. All right. So Jay gonna be like, man, you an Edomite now. Watch. Okay. This my granddad right here on my mom's side. All right. You meet him, you think he a white man, but he's a Gadite. Straight Gadite. This his son. Gadite. That brother got he had a damn he had a Cadillac sitting on 24s, boy. Alright. And then this my mom's right here. Alright. Looking white. You know what I'm saying? But she a Gadite. Cause her father is a Gadite. Cause his father is a Gadite. You understand? So it doesn't. Jake, man, is the spirit. My granddad, he was bro, he could run a 4 flat. Literally, he could run a 4 flat. He ran the 40 just like that. He was that fast. Right? Grew up in the South, you know, where he said the whole time as a kid, his pops, because his pops was light bright. Slacky, looking white, but his pops was a Gadite. But he thought he was white. So my granddad had to stay in the back room every time somebody came over. Because they called him what? They called him a mixed breed. So he grew up with that. You know what I'm saying? That's how they treated us. You half breed, you mixed breed, etc., etc. Okay? But yeah. So you know, don't judge a book off its cover or nothing. But my pops is Judah. You know, but my mom's is Gad. All right. Brother said a verse for Israelites accepting Hellenization. Yeah, we just went into all of that right here. This was pretty much it. Okay. We go back to it. Many of the Israelites, where was that? Well, you could really start at 1 Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all people should be one people, that all should be one people. So he was going to Hellenize all of the nations that the Greeks controlled in his region. Okay? And it says, and everyone shall leave his law. So all the heathen agreed, according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. What did they do? They started worshiping Zeus, Poseidon, all of that BS. So that's what they did. They started bugging out. Okay. Let me see. It's a precept that I did want. If brothers know that one where they started wearing hats, because that's another good one. Let me see if I can find it. 2 Maccabees 4 and 12. Is that it? Yeah, right here. So 2 Maccabees, I'll start at 4th chapter and 10. Which, when the king had granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid, he took away in putting down the government, which was according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law. So this is 2 Maccabees 4th chapter. Started at 10, going down to 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise, gymnasiums, where they worked out in the nude. This is what they did. Men working out in the gym in nude. All right. Under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a hat. We didn't wear no hats. Jake didn't wear no hats, man. Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increased of Hellenist manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason. Jason was an Israelite, a wicked Israelite, that ungodly wretch and no high priest. Okay? So this is, and you know, it's nothing wrong. You can wear a hat right now if you want to. That it ain't no problem. But when you're teaching, you don't wear no hat. You understand? You know, Jake, you do your thing. Snapbacks and all of that. Right? But when you're teaching, you don't wear no hat. Okay? So a hats is really Greek customs, Roman customs, covering their head. When you pray, those type of things, bro, you don't wear no hat because you are being anointed. You are communicating with your covering. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Yahawashi is your covering. So you don't wear no hat. When you pray, when you teach, when you salute a brother, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, etc., etc. Okay? But yeah, you can wear a hat on, you know, you're doing your thing, whatever, whatever. You know? Yeah, exactly. That's why you put the hat on when you get drafted to the pros. That's a beautiful point, Don. That's a good point, bro. Yeah, that I never even noticed that. But that's fire. That's a Greek custom. It's like, because that team is now your covering. That's pretty much what they're doing. They're like, yeah, you covered by the Nets. You covered by the Knicks. You covered by the 76ers, LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You covered. So it's a pledge. It's an allegiance. That's what's going on. That's what happens in these Greek fraternities and sororities. They're pledging their self to these Greek gods, these false gods, these idols. And that Elder Ariah, is that him? Is he on here? Ah, I thought he came in. All right, man. I was trying to wait, But hey, I'm getting up out of here, man. I know we've been on here for about 2 hours. So, and I did not mean for it to be that long. But hey, the Water Brothers for coming through. Pray it was edifying, man. I don't see no more questions. So I'm going to get up on out of here. Facing the east, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. And double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone as always. Shalawam, shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. Kwam Yasharahla, as always, man. Abide Babar. Okay? Keep the faith. All right? Keep praying, man. Keep fasting. Keep doing what you're supposed to do, brothers and sisters. Shalawam, shalawam.